Hi guys, it's a beautiful Sunday afternoon and I just thought I'd do a quick little video, quick short to just go over the key term assess. Now you'll get assess in paper 1 tomorrow and each of the 8 markers will ask you to assess something at the end of each of the units. So you'll get one on either tectonics or hurricanes, you'll get one on development dynamics, and you'll get one on urbanisation as well. Now, I cannot stress enough how important it is that you smash this key term assess. The question's not asking for you to explain something, it's not asking to explain the impacts of tectonic hazards or to explain how management strategies work. The question will be asking you to assess it or evaluate it, and for this video and for the purposes of your exam, you're going to treat the command word the same as assess and evaluate. It doesn't make any difference if you evaluate instead of assess. So what you've got to do, you've got to start that essay or that long answer by saying, in my opinion, the most important factor is, or in my opinion, the management strategy that works best is, and then give the AO1 with some of your facts and figures to explain why it's the best. And then at the end of that paragraph, you're going to say, overall, you can see, or I can see, that the management strategies were overall effective. Your next paragraph is then going to say, however, and you're going to come up with the opposite ideas. You're going to come up with the negatives. And then you're going to say, however, they didn't work as well in Bangladesh because not as many people used the shelters, or in the rural areas, they weren't as effective because people didn't get the information as quickly as they did in urban areas, etc. Or if you're talking about impacts of tectonics, you might say, it might be primary and secondary, and you might say the primary impacts are very important. Secondary impacts were severe, but not as severe as the primary impacts. And then you're going to write the third paragraph, which is going to be your overall conclusion. And that's going to say, overall, I believe that the primary impacts were a lot more important than the secondary impacts. Or I believe that the management strategy were overall very effective. Or I believe that the top-down approach to development of the Sardar Sarovar Dam was more important than the negatives. And that's how you're going to get the 8 marks. You do need to pepper in a few facts and figures, but I'll be honest with you, if you can't think of any, just write something. You're not going to be negatively marked down. But I cannot stress enough the fact that you've got to assess. You have to say, in my opinion, this is because this leads to another factor, not as important. Overall, this is the most important factor. Even if you feel like you're repeating yourself in all of the 8 markers, it doesn't matter. You've got to get those assessment statements in. And if you do, you will gain marks. So go and do it.